Grown man business, priceless experiences, Napa Valley, grind tasting, spoiling my women friends, sitting at the table with millionaires. The narrative is tax loops, accounts offshore squares. It's not allowed.
Yo, and we are live. What's good, man? It's your man Ken Billions checking in with that Coin Gang Ministries. What's popping? What's happening to my peoples? As always, you've been rocking with me for a minute, then you know how I'm giving it up. If you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. If you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. And if those 12s is correct, then we proceed. You know how we give it up over here. Top shelf or nothing here at Coin Gang Ministries. How's everybody doing? Took a few weeks off. Well, 2 weeks, to get some things behind the scenes together. But we back like we never left. And it's always good for us to take a little time off so we can recalibrate. How's everything? How's the levels? Can you see me? Is everything good? Everything good on y'all end? Because our motto over here is top shelf or nothing, right? Top shelf or nothing. Welcome to Coin Gang. If this your first time, welcome. If you back again, salute. We can't do it without you. You already know how we rock over here. This is a heaven on earth ministry. That means we want heaven now. We don't believe in dying to get to heaven. We don't believe in dying for our dreams to come true. We want everything right now. We believe in root chakra activation. That means our basic needs, food, clothes, shelter. We want that on 10x. The fire is clothes. The fire is food. The fire is shelter, right? We like sex over here. We like to smoke good over here and ride clean over here. We want to get to the point when the kids do something well, we get them Porsches for their allowance. We believe in value for value, right? We believe in do without wilt, but do no harm. That's an important thing because people don't know how to balance. Do without wilt. Do whatever you want, but do no harm in the process. And I feel like if you do that, that's a great life. We also believe here at Coin Gang Ministries that necessary narcissism. See, we don't run away from narcissism. We embrace narcissism. We put the parts of narcissism that doesn't work down, and we embrace the parts that work, like having an inflated sense of importance. That's a great characteristic to have in a world that kicks you and spits on you and tells you you're not good enough. We believe in being selfish so we can be selfless. That means when my cup runneth over with abundance, then I'll share. We believe in top shelf for nothing, and we also believe in fair exchange, no robbery. Welcome, everybody. Today we're talking about empire. Today we're talking about competition. Today we're going to talk about modern warfare. We're going to talk about food or feelings. Food or feelings. And that's you would think that's not tough for people to grasp, but it really is, because if people had an option to choose their feelings or their food, you actually be surprised what people would pick. And we're going to get into chess, not checkers. And it's an interesting thing that many of us use this terminology, but we don't play chess. And we don't understand that chess is a game of strategy and a game of patience. It's a game of patterns and trying to anticipate someone's moves against you, right? Chess, not checkers. We hear this term a lot, but I don't think people believe it. Those are the things we're talking about today, right? The topic of today is smart money tactics. Now, I'm not going to get on here and tell you, about Bitcoin, and I'm not going to get on here and tell you about Ethereum, and no, I'll let someone else do that, someone that's more qualified to do that. What I'm going to talk about is a different perspective about money that you may have not even thought about. And we're going to get into one of my favorite topics, which is about empire, because empire has a lot to do with business. And you might not have thought about that like that, but I'm going to break it down to a grain of sand so you move differently now, and you're really, really on your smart money tactics. And by the time this is over, I'll also give you a great link on how you can make money online. You're going to want to stick around for that. But before we get into any of that, make sure you like and share the video. Let the algorithm know that we're over here with the 9 on the dope. Do you understand what that means when I say 9 on the dope? That means when you hit it, your face get numb. That means you can smell it through the bag, right? That's what I mean when I say a 9 on the dope, right? We make the content a 9 on the dope. We make how we live a 9 on the dope. How we raise our children a 9 on the dope. A 9 on the dope is basically heaven now, because a fiend want their pills a 9 on the dope. You copy your bag, you want that, a 9 on the dope. All right. So we want to make the build, we want to make the content, we want to make that a 9 on the dope. So make sure you like and you share the video, because it's all about good dope or nothing. All right. And again, remember, what we're talking about today is empire, competition, modern warfare, food over feelings, or food or feelings. You have to decide, you have to pick, and chess, not checkers. But before we get into that, you know how it goes. We got to pay some bills first, and then we'll be right back, and then I'm going to cook. Yo, this is Ken Billions. I wanted to let you know about an amazing opportunity. The Secrets to Getting Heaven on Earth series is half off. Take advantage of this amazing opportunity. Help me help you turn your no's into yeses. Help me help you master the science of campaigning. Help me help you to get heaven on earth. Yeah, take advantage of that. Your boy was really cooking on that thing. And man, if you ain't campaigning, then you complaining. All right. If you ain't campaigning, then you are most definitely, most certainly complaining. And I ain't a complainer. I am a professional campaigner. I've been campaigning since I was a baby. Right. And I'm going to continue to campaign. All right. So let's get into it. Listen, we're living in a society that is forged together by warfare. We're not living in a society that's forged together by feelings or friendship. Conflict on our planet is handled with brute force. Conflict is handled through manipulation. Conflict is handled through one human being getting over on another human being. And do you notice that when these conflicts are occurring, nature never steps in and chooses a side? But if you stand back, you would have to admit that nature chooses the side of the aggressor. Corporations are allowed to run pipelines through indigenous tribes' land. Nature does nothing. The Dutch took slaves and put them on ships. The ocean didn't swallow those ships up. A solar flare didn't send a beam of light to burn the captors. Corporations underpay their workforce. People have to strike and petition for better work conditions. Nature never steps in to handle the affairs of men. Our society is forged together through warfare. A whole lot of warfare. One of my favorite topics. I want to show you a few pictures. You might have seen these before, but we'll go through them again so we have a firm understanding of warfare. This beautiful piece of art right here is the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire. The Persian Empire at its height was 2 million square miles. Now, everywhere that the Persians conquered, the people were conquered. So this is a planet of conquered people. People in other people's names. people worshiping other people's gods, people in other people's customs, men, women, and children. Now, mind you, when this is happening, nature is not intervening. Nature does not care about man's morality. Nature, based on observation, always supports the aggressor. Okay? So this is a map of the Persian Empire at its peak, at its zenith, 2 million square miles. That's a lot of land. All right? You guys got that? That's the Persian Empire. All right? This is the Ayamid Caliphate. I hope I'm saying it right for those from my Muslim family. If I'm not saying this correctly, please correct me. Their empire was bigger than the Persian Empire. We're talking about 4.3 million square miles. And again, these are conquered women, conquered men, and conquered children. Superior technology, superior manipulation, and nature is allowing it. Why? Because fortune favors the bold. That too is a lot of land. Stick around. You'll see where I'm going with this. What we're looking at is empires, ladies and gentlemen, because that is the nature of mankind, to set up empire. And if you are not setting up empire, you are doing nothing. Stick around for a few and we'll find out what is the new form of empire now. You know, we have a lot of feelings right now. And the feelings are a result of you living in the first world, you living in the bosom of the American empire. You'll never run out of running water. You'll never starve to death. We're so free in America that you can have a gender war between the men and women. The things that made human beings human in the past, they don't matter anymore because we live in a first world a luxury with full of amenities and air conditioning and lighters and refrigerated food. So men and women can tweak the things that made them men and women. We can talk about things like femininity and masculinity. Those conversations could only exist in a free society. We can debate on which gender should use the bathroom. We have gender rights and immigration rights and all these rights, these new human rights, because our hierarchy of needs are in order. That can only come from empire. I hope you understand this. Ladies, for you to have the luxuries that you have, that the rest of the women don't in America, for you to experience the life that you live, understand that's because we have the greatest military in the world. A man can have a child and not take care of the child, and the government will step in and help him with his mistake. That's first world. Empire. Well, this is the Umayyad Caliphate, 4.3 million square miles. Empire. Now, when we study the past, we notice that men of yesteryear and men now are different. Or are they? Are people still setting up empires? And if they are, what does that look like? The Han Dynasty. Whether you know it or not, that is a large piece of land right there, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5 million square miles. It's estimated that the Han Dynasty ruled over 60 million people in the ancient world. That is a lot. Well, if you think that's a lot, let me show you this. That is the Mongol Empire, led by Genghis Khan. It is estimated that the Mongolian Empire ruled over 110 million people. They ruled 9.2 million square miles. No, let me say it to be exact. 9,270,000 square miles. This is the nature of man. To beat the shit out of other men. To take their stuff, take their women, and take their children. That is the nature of man. Whether you know it or not, you're able to hide under government legislation. But our government is held together by a very, very, very small, thin fabric. All the inflation has to do is go up just a little bit, and you'll see empire all over again, because you'll see the true nature of men and women. That is a large landmass right there, ladies and gents. This is what men used to do in the past. You couldn't toxic masculinity these guys to death. They're off with your head. You couldn't reason with these men. You couldn't cry and pray this shit off. It's happening because that is the nature of man. And the universe or Mother Nature supports the aggressor. The meek won't inherit a damn thing. The Ottoman Empire, not as big as the rest, but nonetheless huge. 650,000 square miles. Where are you going with this, Ken? Bear with me. Bear with me. Because I'm going to drop empire right in your lap and tell you right now, today, you can start your own empire. Right now, today, you can rule over other human beings. Oh, but I don't want to rule over other human beings, Ken. Fine, they're going to rule over you. Stay with me. I'm going to drop empire right in your lap. That right now you can be Genghis Khan. Right now you can have your own version of the Ottoman Empire. Bear with me. That's the Ottoman. That's the Spanish. Do you guys know where Spain is? Look at the Western Hemisphere. Spain ruled over 7.5 million square miles of land. Over 70 million people. These indigenous tribes couldn't pray the Spanish off. The Africans, their African spirituality didn't do anything to the European. Why? Because nature supports the aggressor. You can't pray this away. You can't meditate this away. It's competition. And nature doesn't give a damn who's on top, but it will support the aggressor. Russian Empire, 8.8 million square miles. And finally, it doesn't look like I have it up here. 1 second. Oh, I do. No, 1 second. Let me fetch that for you. We all know, or we should know, the largest empire ever to exist. The British Empire. Look at that land. Look at that. Would you look at that? How does a small island like England rule the entire world damn near? Look at that. That's empire. Now, I went through different periods of time of different type of people ruling, and one common theme is nature allows it. Now, the trick is to make you think that these empires don't exist anymore. But before I show you that they do exist, I want to get you guys good. You guys with me? Because I'm going to go somewhere with this, and I'm going to drop empire right in your lap. What is the new form of empire? But before I get into that, I want to go through some of the names that have helped these empires thrive and flourish. I want to go through some of the names that are responsible for off in people's heads. Sorry, I have a twisted sense of humor when it comes to these things. I like to know why humans do what they do. And I like to know how we got here. I know that I can drink any alcohol that I want. I can lick on the prettiest piece of pussy. I know that in order for me to do that, something had to occur. What had to happen that would allow me to experience my desires? And it wasn't the civil rights generation. It wasn't people saying we shall overcome. No, it's because of the British Empire. It's because of the British Empire. It's because I live in America and we have the illest military in the world. And we make people get down or lay down. That's why I'm able to do what I do. That's why you're able to do what you do. That's why as a woman, you can have a guy that is straight good to you and you can say, I don't want him. I don't have to choose him. Why? Because you live in the first world. This is why as a dude, you can get as many women pregnant and the government will step in and handle your business for you. Understand, this is not the real world. We are in the bosom of the first world. But not to beat a dead horse, I want to get into some of the names of these wicked men that have created and fashioned the world into what we see it is as today. And then I want to drop empire right in your lap, because you have an opportunity right now in one generation to create an empire. We all know Adolf Hitler. How could we not? He shoved in our face since we were little, right? I'm not going to read everybody's profile, but I'm just going to go down the list. Now, everybody that forges empires, you have to have a common enemy. You have to be able to pull on nostalgia, the good old days. You have to be able to point the people to a reason why they're losing. In Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler did that with the Jews. He used propaganda. He used the media, right? And he was able to promise a German man a job, right? He looked at the infrastructure and told the people of Germany, the reason why you're failing, it's these group of people. That is a very, very, very strategic. No, that is a very smart way to raise up a docile or inactive public, to tell them that someone else is the reason why they're failing, right? Because we need an enemy to point to outside of ourselves. But we all know Mr. Hitler, right? Oh, what about Stalin? What about Stalin? Oh, look at this. Under his rule, more than 1.5 million German women were raped. And in all, he easily killed over 20 million people. To forge his new Russia, he was willing to do whatever he wanted. He was willing to do whatever he felt was necessary. 20 million people died at the hands of Joseph Stalin. I don't want to ever hear any, hold on. Let me look at this. Under his rule, more than 1.5 million German women were raped. Don't ever tell me black women are the most unprotected group ever. 1.5 million women raped. Yeah, we all live in the first world. We're tripping. All right. Vlad the Impaler. I just want to read Vlad the Impaler real quick. Vlad the Impaler was known as Vlad Dracula. The character of Dracula was loosely based on Vlad due to his sadistic personality and cruel acts done to the people of Wallachia, where he reigned as prince 3 times between 1448 and 1642 and killed about 20% of the population. What? A German pamphlet once said he roasted children who he fed to their mothers, and he cut off the breasts of women and forced their husbands to eat them. Again, I don't want to hear women in America ever tell me you're the most unprotected women ever in the world. How would you even know that? That is a victim narrative. I'm not saying that you don't go through things. Everybody goes through things, but you have no clue how the rest of the world looks and how we got here. The mere fact that you could pick up the phone and call the police on your husband is a luxury. Let me tap my microphone again. You can pick up the phone and call the police on your husband and they will come remove the man out of your home. Do you think it's like that around the world? Men, do you think you can have children and not take care of them around the rest of the world and the government will intervene? You are living in an empire called America. As much as you hate America, as much as you complain about America, you are the beneficiary of empire. I don't want to hear nothing about your complaining. As messed up as the police are in America, you can still sue them. As messed up as American policies are, I remember a time we went to the YMCA for free lunch, food programs. You are living in empire, but you stay fat mouthing because you have no clue. Let's go through it though. But again, don't tell me about a group of women are the most unprotected women when Joseph Stalin, under his regime, 1.5 million women were raped. Do you think any of the men went to jail? Oh, Pol Pot. I like talking about Pol Pot. Pol Pot was the leader of the Cambodian revolutionary group, the Khmer Rouge, which had orchestrated the Cambodian genocide. Pol Pot believed in destroying the Cambodian civilization in order to start a new regime and usher in a new age. He is probably the only man in history who ordered mass genocide on his own people during his regime as prime minister from 1976 to 1979. His policies led to the death of 2 million people, which was 25% of the entire population. I don't want to ever hear y'all talk about black on black crime ever again. In 3 years, Pol Pot killed 2 million of his own countrymen and countrywomen for an ideal. He liked to keep the skulls of people he had killed, and he went as far as ordering babies to be torn limb by limb. And look at his cause of death, natural causes. So, when Pol Pot was doing what he was doing, nature didn't intervene. Nature didn't intervene and stop none of this. He died in natural causes. So that means he died after he was raining carnage on people. Y'all don't feel me though. Y'all spoiled as hell. You're first world American. You're spoiled. Your victim narrative is trash compared to the grand scheme of things because you live in empire. Let me keep going. There go Pol Pot right there, smiling. He is smiling. Heinrich Himmler. That's one of Hitler's peoples. Hey, just real quick. Himmler had ordered the killing of about 6 million Jews. It is believed, not verified, that he had furniture made from the bones and skins of his Jewish victims. This is not thousands of years ago. Hold on. Oh, Saddam Saddam Hussein ordered chemical attacks, eye gouging, beatings, and severe shocks on people. He's also recorded several tortures and deaths. Compared to everybody else, I guess Saddam is not bad as Idi Amin. For all my Pan-African brothers and sisters. For all my, this is Idi Amin. For all my Pan-African brothers and sisters. Idi Amin, who was the chief of army staff, have taken control of Uganda while President Obote had gone to Singapore to attend a meeting. He promised to bring prosperity to Uganda, but a week later, he declared himself president of Uganda. As dictator, he came to be known as the Butcher of Uganda. He killed people by feeding them to crocodiles, claimed he was a cannibal, mutilated one of his wives, and rearranged her limbs. He killed and tortured 500,000 people between 1971 and 1979 as a ruler. He died of natural causes too. How come when you do atrocities in Africa, none of the African gods and none of the African spirituality ever deals with the person? This is another guy that was able to die of natural causes. I don't ever hear my Pan-African brothers and sisters ever mention Idi Amin. So basically what y'all saying is y'all gonna go to Africa and y'all gonna overthrow a dictator like this? So y'all gonna go to Africa and tell this guy what to do? You gonna tell General Butt Naked of Liberia what to do? You gonna tell someone like Charles Taylor what to do? I'm confused. You're gonna take your American dashiki that was made in China. You're going to go to Africa and you're going to tell someone like Idi Amin what to do? No, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Africa and live quiet. You're going to go right to Ghana and be quiet. That's what you're going to do. You're going to be quiet. Because the rest of the world is about empire. General Idi Amin. And he wants smoke. You're not going to Africa or nowhere with your American first world ideals and tell nobody what to do. Ivan the Terrible. Ivan was the first czar of Russia. As a kid, he used to throw animals from the top of tall structures. Though he was intelligent, he had bouts of rage due to his mental illness. During one, he even killed his own heir to the throne. He loved impaling, beheading, burning, strangling, frying, blinding, and disemboweling people. Even his friends, he saw his enemies. Even his friends, he saw his enemies. In the Novoselgard massacre, more than 60,000 people were tortured to death. Ivan died while playing chess. Do y'all notice a theme here? That you can hit people upside the head and still die of natural causes? How come nature is not doing nothing to these people? But you'll see where I'm going with this though. Don't worry. This is Ivan the Terrible. Oh man, King Leopold. Woo! When king, he ruled over the Congo Free State, which was approximately 76 times the size of Belgium. He made the entire world believe that he was going to help the Congo. But under his regime, between 1885 and 1908, the country was subjected to a reign of terror. Over 500,000 died of diseases, and many died of starvation as well. He killed over 10 million Congolese, which was 50% of the population. All this just to gain money and power. Another person killing people in Africa, and not any African spirituality was able to get King Leopold out of there. Why was he doing this? Empire. Let me show you. Let's rehash. This guy, empire. Some of these guys are just crazy as batshit, but it's all empire. Kim Sung, Kim Jong, and Kim Jong. Real quick, millions died of famine, starvation, and execution, and some methods of torture have been barbaric. North Korea has suffered from almost 70 years and still suffering from the wrath and policies of their dictators. Again, I don't want to hear anything about oppression in America. You know, nothing about it. Because right now, even as a so-called oppressed person, you have the ability to do something other people don't, which is to forge empire. And we'll get into that in a minute. I think you get my point. Emperor Nero. I mean, it's some Genghis Khan. You see, just so y'all remember, this is Genghis Khan. Hold on. Let me go back to what he did. See, while you are being a social justice warrior, you have no clue about how we got here in the world. This is what Genghis Khan was doing. Do you know how big that is? This is how far he spread his empire, man. And you're sitting up here talking about right and wrong. Notice, nature does not care about right and wrong. Let me tell you the only thing that nature does honor: mentalism, vibration, rhythm, gender, correspondence, polarity, duality. That's it. Nature only honors laws of nature. Its only focus is to sustain itself, but it does not honor, and it doesn't adhere to, and it doesn't bless people or punish people by the ideals of man. Vibration is observing nature. We're not creating it. We don't create gender, we observe gender. We don't create rhythm, we observe it. They are laws that man observes that was already baked into life when we got here. That is the only thing that nature adheres to, its own interest. Gravity. We didn't create it. We observed it and put a name to it. Oh shit. If I let something go, it falls. But the ideals of men and women, does not matter. Nature does not care. No disrespect. Nature is not going to stop you from being assaulted. Nature is not going to stop nobody taking your stuff. Nature is not going to honor your wife or your husband or your children. The best bet you have is to set up empire. Genghis Khan, Emperor of Mongolia. His bloodthirsty nature led to many victories, such as a large part of China, but also the killing of countless people. It is believed that his men, if out of water, would drink the blood of their horses. His army killed 15 million people in the Iranian plateau. A total about 20 to 60 million people died during his regime. How he died remains a mystery. Chairman Mao. This is how China got the way it is now. He was the dictator of China from about 1943 to 1976. Mao had a dream of making China a superpower, but in the process, he created the largest genocide in history. Although he's been credited with modernizing China and making it a world power, his action killed around 40 to 70 million people through forced labor, executions, and starvation. Mao himself succumbed to illness. Yo, look at the theme here. Look at the theme. That all of these dictators, when they die of natural causes. So they're able to carry out their plans. I'm showing you this for a reason. Because the world is shaped by empire. The world has always been a mean and nasty little place. A struggle to survive on every level. But the instinct for survival for human beings is gone. Now I'm about to get into where I want to go. Let me tell you something. Terms like this: narcissist, misogynist, racist, white supremacist, coon, agent, greedy, this, that, and the third. Those are labels to cripple the competitive. Not the those that are highly competitive, because no one wants to be a narcissist, right? So what are they going to do? Allow other people to get a turn. No one wants to be a racist, right? Let black people have a turn. Guys don't want to be a misogynist, right? Be a little nicer to the women, right? The women don't want to be a feminist. Oh, let my husband lead. Terms now are the weapons that people use to place on those that have the ability to create empire. A woman that is industrious, to cripple her, all a man has to do is call her masculine or a feminazi. And then guess what she's going to do? Get in her femininity and let the man lead, even though he may possibly be ill-equipped in the intelligence department and the industrious department. So she gave up her position of empire in the name of an ideal just to let the man be a leader. A narcissist, quote unquote, that is highly ambitious, highly productive, highly competitive. All you have to do is call him a name. And then he'll be like, well, I don't want to be that. And when he lets down his guard, then he'll allow people that are not as competitive as him, not as smart as him, to move past him. No corporation or company wants to be called racist, so let other people in. Let me show y'all something again, just in case y'all forgot about it. Persian Empire. Whoever was the king at this particular time, you cannot call him a name. Your tongue will get cut out your mouth. But do you think they would care if you call him a narcissist? Do you think they would care about any kind of social justice? This is the Han Dynasty. Do you really think they care about labels? The Umayyad Caliphate, do you think they care about labels? When Genghis Khan was doing this, do you think that he would have stopped his pursuit because of a social justice term? Oh, Genghis, you're a very mean man. You're not nice. The Ottoman Empire. Do you really think these people, when they're spreading their ideals and spreading their empire, do you think they care about your names? No, they don't, because that's not how empire is spread. Understand, you're going to be called something, and being called kind has never, ever pushed a culture forward. Being kind has never, ever elevated a civilization. Kindness is an act, not a lifestyle. On Wednesday, I might be kind, and Thursday, I might be vicious. Do kind things from time to time, but that is not the lifestyle, though. The Spanish Empire, look at this. You don't spread this kind of empire worried about labels like misogynistic and this, that, and the third. There are men right now struggling because they don't want to be a label. I don't want to be that. Naturally productive, naturally competitive, naturally ambitious, but it rubs people the wrong way. And they hit you with a label and of, you don't want to be that, so let everybody get a turn on the slide. Let me tell you something. As we move further in the future, you're not going to be able to social justice warrior terminology artificial intelligence. Imagine running up to the T-1000 saying, you're a narcissist AI. You cannot put your arm in a lion's mouth and call him a name. Our government is creating legislation to protect people away from the real nature of human beings. But there's another way, though. See, now there's a sophisticated way for man to destroy each other. There's a way that you can hide behind, or where the labels won't get attached to you. There's a way, and I'm going to tell you the way. But we have got to the point of competition where people can't compete against each other. Now people believe that they're just in a competition with themselves. I'm not competing with anybody, just myself. Really? So no one else wants that job? No one else wants that man? No one else wants that woman or that house? No one else wants what you want? If other people want what you want, then that's competition, and you are not competing with yourself. I know that makes you feel good in terms of love and light. The more competitive you are, the more names they have for you. The more labels they put on you, the more guilty you feel about being competitive. Oh, you're a misogynist. Is that so you're saying that so the girls get a turn? Oh, you're a narcissist. Are you saying that so what? I think you're important too? Oh, you're a racist. Are you saying that so it give blacks and Mexicans and Asians an opportunity? Because no one wants to be called those terms. And now we're creating a fabricated illusion of people getting along with each other. But there's another way, though. You know what? Because you can't run up on a person and put your hands on them and punch them in the face anymore. You can't do what Ivan the Terrible did or Chairman Mao. You can't do what Idi Amin or Genghis Khan. You can't spread empire that way anymore. But there is another way to compete and totally destroy other human beings. There is another way. And I'm going to talk about that another way in 30 seconds. Be right back.
I'm not gang related. I'm game related.
Word.
Game got me on my mama's house. Game got me traveling in this entire world, man, from Maine to Sam. Game got me out of the hood, man. I done put the ass on their back because of game. I ain't lying. So when these words come out of my mouth, man, and you hear them, it's gonna change your life. You're gonna feel better, think better, move differently. This is why I believe in value for value. So I give you the game, and you give me the cash. Fair exchange, no robbery. Can't build it.
That dude is cold. Whoever that dude is cold too. It's a cold dude. Let me show y'all something. Modern warfare is fought a little differently. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all the new empire. See, before it was Genghis Khan, before it was the British Empire, empire is different now. Modern warfare is fought with paperwork, not the sword, not the horse or cannons. Modern warfare is fought with lawyers. It's fought with legalese. Modern warfare is fought in business. Business. Corporations are the new empire. LLCs are the new empire. The way you go to war with someone now is not ranting on Facebook about them. It's not getting in your feelings. No, it's through business. Because in business, you can be violent. You can be ruthless in business. You can murder another person's company. Blockbuster is gone. Circuit City is gone. There is a retail apocalypse in this country with some of your favorite stores that you grew up on. It is gone. Where's Washington Mutual? Where's Woolworth? Where's Blockbuster? Gone. I can compete with another man in business and totally ruin his life. See, I don't got to walk up to him and take money out of his pocket, but what I can do is run a propaganda campaign on his business. It's fair. For example, look at Facebook, the empire of Facebook. Look at its reach. What's the difference between Facebook and the British Empire? What's the difference? Now, I showed you all those mean and nasty people for a reason, because they represent warfare in the Pisces era. They don't represent quantum warfare. See, Genghis Khan had to destroy his enemies on horseback. Facebook just takes your data and we allow it. I'm allowing it right now. There's no difference between Facebook and the British Empire. Look at where Facebook is at. Look at the British Empire. What's the difference? What's the difference? Mark Zuckerberg could be a mean and nasty man. He could be just like Ivan the Terrible. He could be just like Pol Pot. And it's okay, because the new way to go to war with somebody is through business. You're still thinking about this the wrong way. You're going to run up on your op. Huh? You're going to have hand-to-hand combat with your op. Crush them financially. Matter of fact, go to GoDaddy right now and buy your op's domain name in their government name. If their name is, I don't know, Charles Brown or Michelle Jackson, buy their .com. And what you are doing is stopping them from having a domain name in their government name, which they're going to need. It's totally fair. You can be as violent as you want in business. See, we've created too many laws to protect humans versus humans, right? But we're able to compete in another way against each other and totally end each other's lives. You can bankrupt a man out of business and it's totally fine. And him and his family will be eating noodles for the rest of their life. This is about the new form of empire, which is corporation, LLCs. Our world is dominated by corporations. These are the corporations that pretty much run your state. Give or take some changes here and there, because this is their origins. Walmart, Arkansas, Apple, Cali, Nike, Oregon. Who do you think runs the presidents of the United States? Wall Street does. Who do you think runs this thing? The god of this planet is corporations. And the new form of government, I predict as we move forward, will be corporate. We'll have corporate governments because our corporations are stronger than our government at this point. And these corporations soon will start having private contracts with military personnel. And when they do, they're able to have their own police force and their own army, and you can't stop it. This is the world. This is called globalization, ladies and gentlemen. Globalization. Where I don't care where you go, these corporations are there. Do you know why? Because as a corporation, you could do business outside of your home country. That is one of the things that I believe separates a corporation and an LLC. A corporation from America can do business anywhere. This is how you set up empire. This is how you impose culture on other people. It's different now. Hell, a black person in America is a corporate creation. See, just like I showed you this, when the British Empire conquered, they converted the people they conquered into new people, right? With new names and new customs. And because of rape and intermixing, you have a new group of people that never existed before. Well, corporations also do that. And to prove my point, the Black American is a corporate creation. The Black American is not indigenous to anywhere. The Black American doesn't have a flag. The Black American doesn't exist outside of the corporate America. It has corporate saints. It's corporate. It exists on paper and it belongs to the United States of America. Now, the rest of the world has nations that it's associated with. But the Black American is isolated from nationhood because the Black American is a corporate creation. Just like a Puerto Rican. These people didn't exist before. But when you are the leader of empire, you create new customs and new traditions. And you put the people in the image of your corporation. This is why the Black American cannot get its mind outside of consumption. How could it? It is birthed because of the corporation. The corporation is its mother and father. If the Black American knew that Jesus would not provide material things, then the Black American would not pray to Jesus. Even the deity of the Black American is in line with corporation. And Jesus' name is used to what? Get things and stuff. You look at that map, you got Pizza Hut in Australia, man. In Australia. Dairy Queen in Africa? What? Oreo cookies in Asia? Michaels in India? John Deere in Africa. If you didn't understand what this game is about, you better know now. If you think for 1 second this thing is not about money, you're bugging. But on another level, it's about a new type of real estate. And I'll talk to you about that in a second. But understand, you can be violent and ruthless with a person in the name of business. You can end a person's business if you want to, and it's totally legal. Now, when you end their business, you put people out of work. People starve to death. Doesn't matter. It's legal. The old way is done. The old Persian Empire is no more. The Mongol Spanish Empire is no more. That's not how it's done these days. Now it's done through LLCs and corporations. Do you notice that everything that's pushed to you is focused on your feelings and not your food? The gossip sites, the media that's pushed to you is focused on your feelings, how you feel about something, because that is also a currency. Your feelings is a currency. On an occult level, your feelings is a currency because your outrage, whoever you are, can be converted into energy that can be used for productivity. There's a George Floyd trial on. Why is that trial on right now? The family already got $27 million. That's a new outrage. Whether the guy is convicted guilty or not, you're going to give the same feeling. If he's convicted guilty, you're going to have the same jubilee that people had during the OJ trial. And when you let out that, yes, that gets taken and cooked up and converted into things. Now that's a different type of currency for a different type of witchcraft for a different type of day. See, you don't need to hunt. That's why things are pushed to you for your feelings, because you don't need to hunt. The grocery store is there for you. Pizza Hut is there for you. Domino's is there for you. So you can be in your feelings all day. You have this emotion in you that you cannot control. Someone makes you feel a certain type of way. You got to keep it real. You got to say something, right? It's all about feelings. But interesting, ancient humans used tools to get food, right? Modern humans have the most effective tool ever created, but they don't use it for food. They use the tool for feelings. What do you guys think that tool is? Now I want to talk about what tool that is. And I want to see if anyone knows that tool. Again, people from the past use tools to trap and hunt for food, right? That's what their tools were for, and to destroy other humans, right? But primarily for food, right? We have a tool right now that we don't use for food, but we use it for feelings. Do you guys know what that tool is? I want to talk about that tool right after this break. 30 seconds. Yo, what's poppin'? It's Ken Billions, repping that Coin Gang Ministries. Listen, it's time to hit that Cash App. The Cash App is not a donation. The Cash App represents value for value. I give you value and you pay for it. Real recognize real. So listen, if you got 10, put 10. If you got 20, put 20. If you got 50, then go ahead and put the 50. And if you got the hundo, which is 100, go ahead and put the 100. But if you don't got nothing, right, and your pockets is hurting, no shade. I understand. I've been there. It's free to like and share the video.
If you can't do nothing, the least you can do is like and share the video. All right? Don't be a game thief. Pay your way.
I want to show you guys the tool that you have at your disposal that you don't use for food. I like to look at the numbers. Let's look at the numbers. Now, everything you're seeing is today, right? Everything on my screen is today, right? Now, they say it's like 7.5 billion people in the world. To top of my left, the top left of my screen, do you see how many people's on the internet? Now, mind you, I said you got the opportunity to do empire too, right? Remember how it looked? We looked at the Persian Empire, the Russian Empire, the British Empire. You got the opportunity to do that too. Now, in the top left screen, you see internet users in the world. That means all the people in the world that have access to the internet as of today. That is almost 5 billion people. So that means within the next 10 years to 20 years, every single human being on earth is going to be online. If that's the case, what are you doing when you're here? You have men right now that don't want women on their page and women that don't want men on their page. Or you got a all black page or all, are you kidding me? This is, you have access to damn near every single human being in the world. You have Facebook pages that you haven't maxed out yet. Why is your followers so low? Just add hella people. Do you know why? So when you put shit on the timeline, people can see it. If they end up deleting you later, who cares? Why are you here? You are here on the internet for personal reasons, and that is a mistake because it is about empire. This is Facebook again. You are a product of Facebook. Facebook is getting customer data, building a customer profile of damn near half the planet. So when you're on these, when I'm showing you the websites and stuff that I'm on, what you're seeing pop up is stuff that I be on. Because it's collecting my data. That's Facebook. What are y'all doing? Why are you here, man? You're only here to scroll? Look how many emails have been sent today. This is real-time stuff. In case you don't know numbers, that is 199 billion. Let's scroll. Google searches today. 5 billion Google searches and counting. Blog posts written today, over 5 million. Which one was yours? How many of y'all wrote a blog today? Tweets. Almost 600 million tweets have been sent. How many of those tweets do you think is business related or just people talking random thoughts? You think it? Let me post it. Total number of websites right here. So it's important that we say out numbers because we don't get to say these numbers on our day-to-day. And we want to configure our tongue and our brain to say numbers like this often, okay? So this number is 1,848,442,000 and counting. Say that with me, because on a regular basis, you're used to saying 100, 200, 300, but understand we're in a quantum reality. So those hundreds, 200s, 300s, they're going to disappear soon. We're only going to be doing with units of 1,000. All right. 100, 200 is going to be worthless. All right. So say the number with me. Total number of websites. Don't be shy and don't be nervous. Okay. You have to know how to say numbers like this. 1,848,442,000 and counting. Emails sent today. Emails. 199 billion and counting. I'm showing you this for a reason. Videos viewed today on YouTube. Videos viewed on YouTube, 5,665,000,000 and counting. $5 billion videos on YouTube have been viewed today. Which one of them is yours? Now remember, this is about empire. What are you doing here? Photos uploaded today on IG. There have been 67 million photos uploaded on Instagram just today alone. How many of those are selfies? And if you thought Tumblr wasn't popping today, think again. Tumblr has, by the time this is done today, Tumblr will probably be at 130 million posts today. For all the people that's claimed Facebook is dead, think again. Total numbers on Facebook users, active, and counting, 2,769,735,000 and counting. I'm showing you this because you have the opportunity to form empire right now with the internet. Right now, all that stuff I showed you, that was not fluff. That was to show you how it was done then and how it is done now in terms of competition. Now, if you're watching me on Facebook, I go to people's pages. Y'all talk about pure nonsense. You're not selling anything. You're not making no money. You're on the app for nothing, and they're using your data. If you thought that Facebook wasn't shit, think again. Hey, computers sold today. Computers. Almost 500,000. Smartphones sold today. Over 3 million. Tablets sold. This is going to be over 300,000 by the end of the day. Internet traffic. This is real-time numbers, ladies and gents. Internet traffic today, 7 billion gigabytes. Just wanted to show you guys a little something so you understand empire, okay? Where you don't have to be Genghis Khan, or you don't have to be Vlad the Impaler. You don't have to be none of those people. You could be little old you and run an empire right on your phone. They say chess, not checkers. Chess, not checkers, right? But it's interesting. People say chess, not checkers, but the people that say chess not checkers aren't chess players. Because if you believe if you believe this is chess and not checkers, then why are you on the internet or using social media in a manner that's not like chess? You're not using it to attract anything. You're not using it to create an empire. Right now, as a woman, right now, you're so stuck up, right? At least one of those dudes in your inbox is a way for you to set up empire. Let me tell you what I mean. He lives 3,000 miles away. That is an opportunity for you to plant a flag in his city, go out there and make new friends. And just like empires forged of old, you might got to get your hands dirty. So what? You sleep with him for a weekend. What that allows you to do is it allows you to plant a flag in his city. You move around, and in six months, 8 months, you know 10 other people besides him. Now, you can be starting from a small city like Bakersfield or Fresno, California, or Amarillo, Texas, and you can have flags planted all over the world. That's empire. Let me show you again. See, empire them is about landmass. Empire now is about minds. How many minds are you in? How many hearts are you in? How many numbers do you have? This is about moving quantum, where you might not have this amount of land, but you damn sure can have people all around the world just like this. If you don't have a product now, fine. You are the product. You got to answer some of them damn inboxes. For a reason, though, with empire in mind. If it's chess, not checkers, then think chess. The smartest chess move you can make is to use the internet wisely, because this is your only opportunity at empire. Because empire in a second is about to go galactic, baby. Empire lately is about to go galactic. The new form of empire in a second is space travel. But that's me on my tinfoil hat shit. Don't worry about that. Save that for the nerd crowd. Let me show you something. I'm going to post this in the chat too. You're welcome. 1 sec. I'm not going to go through all this. You do it on your own time. How to make money online. I guarantee you, when you started the year, you did not think of any ways that you can make money online. I guarantee it. I'm going to post this in the chat when I'm done. Let's just go through a few of them. I'm not going to read everything. Drop shipping. What is drop shipping? That means you selling products, t-shirts, hats, mugs, vases, without you touching it though. You just design it. You upload the graphics for it. You let a company put it together and you get a percentage off of it. I'm just going to go through some of this. Try print on demand. Let me read it for you. What is that? Print on demand is proving to be a popular option too. Graphic designers are turning to the business model to sell their designs on clothing and other products to monetize their art better. With their unique designs, they can create a constant and established brand for their business. Print on demand is similar to drop shipping in the sense that you don't need to carry inventory or ship out products yourself. There are two slight differences though. First, you can add branded labels on packages, which is great for brand recognition. Second, shipping costs are quite expensive, making it difficult to create a sustainable business unless you charge higher prices or sell higher quantities. But you have great suppliers in US, Canada, or Europe, like Printify or Printful, to get started right away and reach your dreams of creating your own clothing line. How can you be oppressed if right now the thing that's oppressing you, you can figure it out? Who's keeping you down? Who? Make money in affiliate marketing. What is affiliate marketing? Promoting other brands. Start a YouTube channel. There's a 7-year-old kid named Ryan made $22 million in 2008 from talking about toys. What is your kids doing? I'm going to post this in the chat. Don't worry. Become an influencer. Black China, Amber Rose. What is their talent again? They're influencers. What they do is they tell people to do shit. Hey, support my dude. Hey, go buy this. Hey, go buy that. And people pay them to tell people what to do. Create an online course. Hey, I did that, but I call it a series. Secrets to Getting Heaven on Earth. I posted that in the chat now. I did that. And follow the code. It's half off right now. Create an online course. Udemy is an online platform for e-learning. There's no excuse right now for you to create empire. None. And you could create yours easier than Genghis Khan did that. Publish an ebook. Hey, I did that too. Dealings Over Feelings 1 and 2. Ladies Night. Whole Rules. 10 Steps to Maximum Self-Confidence. And I have a new ebook coming out in the next 45 days. Guess what it's called? Wives, Freaks, Mistresses, and Homegirls. Yeah, I'm like that. I do that too. I'm about the empire smoke. I don't got no physical copies of shit. You know why? Because everything goes to the cloud. No warehouse space, no nothing. It goes right to the #1 real estate in the world, your phone. There's no overhead but time for you to create an ebook. It could be 4,000, 5,000 words. If you combine all the rants that you do, online on IG, Twitter, and Facebook, if you combine all those words, there go your book right there. There go your empire right there. There go your Genghis Khan, Vlad the Impaler right there. What's happening? Start a blog. You can make money through AdSense. What are you doing here online? You're playing with your empire, ladies and gents. Don't worry, I'll post this in the chat when I'm done. Consider freelancing. Now, let me read this because I know it's a lot of people that can relate to this. Listen, get out of your own heads. Let me tell you something. I don't care what you think your intelligence is. If you can't figure out the internet, you're not that intelligent. I got a GED, but I can figure it out. Therefore, I'm smarter than you. I don't care about your education. I don't care about none of that. You got a $700,000, $800,000 phone. If you can't figure out how that phone can make you money, I don't care about your degree. So for my freelancers, here you go right here. The easiest way to make money online to take your current job in your 9-to-5. The easiest way to make money online is to take your current job in your 9-to-5 role and do it online. Let me read that again. The easiest way to make money online is to take your current job in your 9-to-5 role and do it online. For example, if you're a writer, administrative assistant, graphic designer, teacher, developer, you can market these skills and find clients online who are willing to pay you for them. There's a never-ending list of websites for each sector of freelance jobs too. For example, freelance writers can apply for jobs on specific online job boards, but also general freelance websites like Fiverr, Freelancer, Upwork, and all others. If you find that your job doesn't have direct online money-making streams of income, you could look for other transferable skills you may have. To make money online as a freelancer, you need to start by building out a strong portfolio. That mean do some free work with some reputable mid-tier brands to start. Once you gain a strong portfolio, blah, blah, blah. Do you see the sites? Fiverr, Freelancer, and Upwork. Okay? Create an app. That might be a little more tech savvy for other people. Become a writer. I'm going to post this link in the chat. Look, you can make money online on sites like these. Look, just to show you, people use the internet only for social media. Have you ever been a pro blogger? You probably been to Craigslist, but Blogging Pro, freelance writing, Media Bistro, Flex Jobs, be a freelance blogger. Did you even know these sites exist? Empire. I asked you, is it chess or checkers? Right? If it's chess, then you use this device that you pay $800 for to make you some money. Create side gigs, all that. But do you a favor. Boom. Post this in the chat for you. Bam. Bam. How to make money online, 28 ways. Find one that works for you or find many. I did a couple of those. We went through the list of empires. If you want to conquer, you must conquer modern real estate, right? So when I was reading off these empires, you seen me talking about their square mileage. This the Persian Empire, Han Dynasty, the Umayyad Caliphate, Mongolian Empire, Ottoman Empire, Spanish Empire, Russian Empire, right? Okay. That empire is about land. But we are in a thing called quantum, where things move differently. So empire is different now. Empire now is not about land. Everybody's talking about land, copping land. That's mad Pisces. That's Pisces. Let me tell you something. You own all the land. I'm going to own a different type of real estate. The type of real estate that I'm interested in owning is phone devices. You worry about the land. I'm worried about phone devices. This is the most important real estate in the world. How many devices are you on? Right? Now, you don't have to be on a lot of phone devices if your volume of money is scaled. Or I'll give you an example. 1,000 people every year spending $1,000 with you every year is $1 million. So you only need 1,000 people on the phone around the world to spend $1,000 with you every year until you die. $1 million is the new broke. Anything under $1 million at this point, we don't even exist. You need to make $1 million right now to safely get to the new form of broke. If we keep printing money, prices go up. Okay. Real estate is the phone. Get your ass on as many devices as you can. Not doing dumb things, though. Be in the business of campaigning and selling. We are in modern empire and modern war. And modern war is fought through business. You got it? I'm going to post that in the chat one more time. That's 28 ways to make money online. Take yourself serious for you and your family, because that article could potentially save your life and open up another thing in your brain that you probably haven't thought of. You've probably been too busy with other things, but that's okay. That's what we do here at Coin Gang Ministry. I told you before I started, we are a 9 on the dope. This is the kind of dope content that you smell through the bag. That Cash App is open, and I'll see you guys and gals next time. Ken Billy.
The Ken Billions game is like, you know, remember we was all back in high school? Some of you may be still in high school or whatever, but follow me. We had the regular class, and then you had honors class. And I feel like Ken Billions game is nothing but honors class. Everything that you learned in life and been through in life, or whatever he's talking about at that certain time, you know, like point of reference, game for guys. You know, everybody learned game from somebody, and this and that, and it's all over the place. But once I listened to Game for Guys, it was like being in an honors class. Ken is a brilliant guy. I still listen to him to this day. Listen to him almost every other day, and I stay studying. You know, and if I look at a video and he's giving us homework, I'm gonna look through that video. I'm gonna write my notes down. I'm gonna do my homework. Then I'm gonna watch the next video. I mean, you just can't get enough of the game and the knowledge that this brother brings to you. He's allowed me to look back into history, my own history. I found out about black people that I never even knew about, black millionaires and people like that. Recently, I learned about the reticular activating system, and that's something that I'm studying up on as we speak. Which I plan on reprogramming myself. You know what I'm saying? So overall, the Ken Billions game has done a lot for me. It's allowed me to elevate as a man, as a father. It just allowed me to be more excited about life and not be in the program of being oppressed. And that's one of the main things for me that I have to say that this game has done for me. I'm so glad that I ran across it.